And get up in this John. Where they at, dude? Where they at, dude? Make sure our Twitters and our Googles and whatnots is ready to pop. We waiting for y'all. I'm waiting. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Definitely waiting. Hey, I mean, minced if y'all think I'm not. We gonna vibe out until y'all rock up in this John. What we rocking with today? We got what we rocking with today. We gonna rock with this, John. Why?
Cause we niggas for life. L-A-Z-Z-O. I'm a nigga for life that stay high off Joe. I walk in the block and let my pants hang low. Only slippers I wear is checks and Timbs. Fuck a real estate deal. Give me stacks and gems. Bleach 30 street money till it smells legit. I'ma grind till I die or they forcing me quit. I'm in the game with EG and Pop. We niggas for life. I ain't saying it right, but this is our life. Don't listen to heavy metal, but I'm packing it strong. Relate to my hood people through the words in the song. Treat every chicken like a bitch except for my wife. No excuses, so I'm definitely a nigga for life. Chain swinging 30 inches hanging over my back.
What's popping with the population? It's your boy Geechee A. Smith. That gas. What is good with y'all? What is goodliest? What is goodliest? We are in week 10 of the NFL season. Week 11. No, week 10. We're in week 10 of the NFL season. How'd y'all do last week? How'd y'all do out there? I went 10-3. See, y'all should have got those picks. I told you to come get these picks. 10-3. 10-3. 10-3, baby. And that's mainly because the 49ers didn't play. We had a bye week, but still ended up first in the division. Appreciate y'all, Seahawks. Solid, solid. We also picked up Chase Young. Can't wait to see what that's going to look like coming out of the bye week. Had a whole week to plan for that. What else happened last week? Let's go over the who's and the what's. What popped last week in the NFL. Bengals beat the Bills. We thought that. Chargers beat the Jets. Yep. The Eagles beat the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys were going to win that game. I thought they were going to split, but I thought the away teams were going to split, and the Cowboys had a real chance to win that game. In all actuality, um, that doesn't mean anything other than their division rivalries, and they're going to play each other tough every time. Raiders beat the Giants. Yeah. Colts, Panthers, Texans. C.J. Stroud. I try to tell y'all about C.J. Stroud. This man is making. He's on historical pace as a rookie, and you know you'll see people make excuses for people like Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, and all these other people. And then you see C.J. Stroud doing it with who's he throwing it to? Nico Collins and Tank Dale. Exactly, right? Generational talent. That's all. CJ Stroud, if you paid attention, if you watch football, if you like football, you can tell he was going to be nice. Like that wasn't like a hidden secret or anything like that. I knew he was going to be. Well, I assumed he was going to be the best quarterback in that draft. He looked better. Bryce Young looked like what I thought Bryce Young was going to look like in NFL, like a lost puppy. He looks like a lost little dog out there. So, Kirk Cousins gone, Achilles. Josh Dobbs came in, did his thing. After their rookie got hurt, Josh Dobbs didn't even take a snap with the center, or the offensive line didn't hear his cadence. He never even threw a pass to the wide receivers. And man came in practice on the sideline in between the series with the offensive line, worked on the cadence, came in and won a game. Mad respect, Joshua Dobbs. He was just in Arizona, and now you're out there in Minnesota winning. Patriots are hot butter garbage. The Rams are worse than I thought. So are the Bears. Cardinals got blown up by the Browns. I seen that coming. Ravens blew out the Seahawks. See that coming. Chiefs beat the Dolphins. I seen that coming. Dolphins defense did very well in the second half. Chiefs Dolphins. Chiefs defense is solid as well. Their defense is a lot better than I thought. If the Chiefs have a good defense to go, but their offense is kind of sliding a little bit, so I see why they have to kind of rely on their defense a little bit. But yeah, if the Chiefs have a good defense, y'all better watch out. That's gonna be crazy. But I would like to see them up against the Ravens. They are arguably the best two teams, and then the Bengals aren't no slouches. They aren't no slouches, but I just don't think their defense is as good as the Chiefs or the Ravens. Steelers still always surprise me. I didn't know Kenny Pickett was playing. I thought he was injured, or I would have been 11-2 because I would have picked the Steelers, but I knew Kenny Pickett was playing. It doesn't matter. I don't gamble anyway, so we would have been 11-2. We ended up being 10-3. Y'all better get these picks, get these monies. But yeah, that was week 9. Now we're in the week 10. And bring it to the center stage. And of course, our first game is hot butter garbage, as is most Thursday games. We just talked about how trash Bryce Young is and how trash the Bears are. You would think the Panthers are also tanking for Caleb. They probably realize, y'all made a mistake, not only in your quarterback, but in your coach. Frank Reich is not good. So let's just say hypothetically, I worked at McDonald's. And I went to McDonald's and I burned that place down and I burnt all the burgers. I killed everyone and then tried to go work for Burger King. You think Burger King's going to give me another job after that? No. So why in the NFL, when coaches do horrible at other places, they're rewarded with other jobs? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me how that works. I'm not sure how that works. Frank Reich was horrible with the Colts. He tore that team down, and now he's doing just as bad with the Panthers. Frank Reich's not a good coach. He was an okay offensive coordinator, and the only reason he was an okay offensive coordinator is because of Dougie P. Dougie P is like the Chandy Reeds and the Shanahans. It's like if you're a coordinator for him, you're gonna look better than what you actually are. So first game, we ain't gonna spend much time on it. Hot butter garbage game. I'm rocking with the Bears. Over 39. It was 38.5 when I did this earlier. Next up, Colts Patriots. Hot butter garbage game. Gardner Minshew, the number 1 rated quarterback in the league right now. It means anything. That's why stats aren't real. Stop paying attention to stats and start looking at the actual game. The stats don't mean anything. Mac Jones is horrible. People still was like, "Oh, Kyle Shanahan should have took Mac Jones over Trey Lance for what? At least Trey Lance can throw the ball." Um, we ain't gonna spend too much on that one. Oh, sorry. That clock switching bull. See, the thing about a morning person such as myself, when the clocks go back, that means I want to go back to bed. You get me? Like, I'd have been in bed by now. Sleepy poo. But how about a garbage game? We ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it. We're going with the Colts. We're going with over 35. Next up, game of the week. For me personally, I was going to go to this game. But the way people have been fighting in the stands lately, I'm cool on all that. I'd rather actually be home and actually watch the game so I can actually see it. Because I actually want to watch the full game, replays, different angles, so on and so forth. So I can come and provide content for you guys. Specifically for you guys. Love you guys, man. Good night. But I'm not gonna go to that game. It's not worth it. I don't know what that was. But anyway, eh, I'm not. I don't feel them. Oh, they done brought this down a little bit. Okay, I'm rocking with it. Oh, that's because Trent Williams is didn't practice, so they brought those points down a little bit. These are the points. They moved the points point and a half. I was going over the other one anyway. But anyway, so Dougie P, Kyle Shanahan. I think Dougie P might be a better quarterback, better coach than Kyle Shanahan. Personally, that's my personal opinion. Dougie P has a ring, Kyle Shanahan doesn't. Only when it comes to wins, it's not a QB stat. That is a coaching stat because as a head coach, you are responsible for the whole team. So wins and losses are actually a coaching stat. It's not a QB stat. So stop giving them the QBs. But with that said, I like these guys to bounce back, especially after the bye week. Y'all panicked after those 3 losses. I did not. I still think Purdy is still Jimmy G 2.0. But Jimmy G 2.0 was serviceable enough to get us to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is serviceable enough to get us there, and he doesn't make as many mistakes as Jimmy G. And that's all we ask out of a game manager. So with that said, I like 49ers over 45. Bang bang, Niners gang. Next up, division rivalry. We got the Browns and the Ravens. The Browns are responsible for one of the Ravens' losses. Dun dun dun. The plot thickens like oatmeal and grits. The plot thickens. Um, it doesn't really matter too much. However, it is a divisional game. They always play each other crazy. Baltimore and the Browns hate each other. I don't know what it is, but they hate each other. And they play each other very well every game that they play each other. This time the Ravens are home. Um, and +6. That Browns defense plays into the hands. I mean, the Ravens offense plays into the hands of what the Browns defense does well, and that's why they play each other so well. So with that said, I'm going with the Browns +6. However, I think the Ravens win. I think the Ravens win. It's over 38 now. I'm still going over. Um, they play each other very well. The Browns beat them last time, so I think the +6. I like the +6, but I think the Ravens are going to win. The Ravens are getting better each week as they're getting more familiar. Deshaun Watson is also back, so that should help the Browns offense a little bit, and that's why I like that +6. Packers Steelers Super Bowl. What was that? I don't even remember. Super Bowl 40, 41, maybe 2011 Super Bowl. Ben Roethlisberger versus Aaron Rodgers. That was a mediocre Super Bowl. I watched that Super Bowl at youth group with like 200 teenagers. That's how uninteresting that Super Bowl was at the time. It was a very mediocre Super Bowl, just like this is a very mediocre game. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going back and forth with you with it. We're just going to rock with the Steelers and the over. I don't know what the Packers are doing week to week. It's horrible. Next up, Saints Vikings. I think about that miracle game. I think about the playoffs. Um, yeah, the year that the Saints probably should have went to the Super Bowl instead of the Rams when the Rams robbed the Saints with that blatant pass interference. I can't say it was the Rams' fault. It was the refs. Like that was just so blatant. That still pisses me off because Drew Brees is going to ride off into the sunset with 2 Super Bowl rings that year because of it. I think they would have beat um whoever they beat that year. I don't know. Who knows? Was it Patriots? I forget. But with that said, this game, both of those records are deceiving. They are both 5-4, but they are both hot butter garbage. They are 5-4 mainly because of strength of schedule. And because they're both hot butter garbage, I'm going with the home team, and I'm going with the under 41 in the battle of hot butter garbage. You ain't even see. That's what I'm saying. So bad they still playing that type of commercial like that. You ain't even there anymore, bro. Do you even lift, bro? This is an interesting game. CJ Stroud versus Joe Burrow. Um, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback now. CJ Stroud might be a better quarterback of the future, but who knows? You can't crown that. It's too early to tell. But right now, Joe Burrow is way better quarterback. But CJ Stroud is right on your heels, cousin. And I like this as a matchup because CJ Stroud is a winner and he wants to win and he wants to be great. However, his defense needs to catch up. And that's where the Bengals have their advantage over the Texans is their defense. Um, with a good offense. So I'm actually going with the Bengals. And I'm going with the 7. Is that 6.5? It was 6. It was 7. Now 6.5. I'm going with the 7. I'm going over. More hot butter garbage. We're going with the Titans and the Bucks. Battle to see who can be a little bit less under 400, 500 than the other team. Um, Todd Bowles trash. Mike Vrabel trash. Both those coaches probably need to be fired by the end of the year. Right, Mike Vrabel's time has been up. Todd Bowles, sorry to say, you're a nice guy, but you're mainly a defense coordinator. I mean, some people are just coordinators, and that's all they'll ever be. Um, this thing keeps switching because the Bucks were giving the Titans. Now it's +1 for the Bucks, so you better lock this in because I actually like the Bucks to win outright at home. So I'm going with the +1 with the Bucks. I'm going under 30. So far under that, I didn't even write the words under. That's prophetic. You know what I mean? Battle of the mediocre birds. We got the Falcons and Cardinals. Kyler Murray is back for his first game versus Tyler Heineke. None of those things matter. That just means mediocrity versus mediocrity, and that's why the over under move because it was at 42.5 and now it's at 44 because Kyler Murray's back. So that just means more offense for the Cardinals. So more offense for the Cardinals means more over, and but they still just going to lose. Um, because I like the Falcons. Ooh, I like the Falcons. Lions Chargers. This is a difficult game. I would stay away from it if I was a gambler. I would definitely stay away from this game. 100%. It scares me because I don't know which one of these teams are which one of these teams. I don't know if the Chargers are getting better because their defense looks solid over the last couple of weeks. Man, I don't know if it's the Chargers getting better, or I don't know if the Lions, got exposed by the Ravens or whatever. But I don't know. It's a crazy game to stay away from. I mean, to pick, I would stay away from it if I was you guys. I wouldn't go anywhere near it. But I'm going to make a pick because that's what I do, and that's who I am. And you can't tell me otherwise. You don't know me like that, bro. You don't know my life. So why you out here trying to judge me? Hmm? Hmm? But for some reason, I like the Chargers. Quarterbacking, and specifically the quarterback position. And that's what lends me to believe it's the quarterback position. Next up, we got the Seahawks and the Commanders. Lord, I'm hoping the Commanders beat the Seahawks. That is a hope because obviously the Seahawks are in my division, so I always want them to lose. No disrespect, but I'm not a Seahawks fan, so why would I want them to win? They're in my division. My guy Pete, I know you're a Seahawks fan, but I hope you guys lose. Probably won't, and I don't have y'all losing. I do have the Commanders with the points, but I do have the Seahawks winning, but under 45 because of the defenses. Um, yeah, I think the Seahawks win, but I just don't think they're 7 points better than the Commanders. Next up, disrespectful game of the week. We got the Cowboys and the Giants. They said 16 and a half. It was at 16. Then he moved it to 16 and a half. It was like, man, these boys are even more junk than we thought. Daniel Jones tore his ACL. That was their best bet. It's over. Brian Dable, it's over for you too. Your team got worse. So usually there's a progression, and that's what some of these owners want to see, especially the Maras and teams like that have histories of winning. They want to see progress or improvement, and the Giants are getting worse. So I don't know. That doesn't bode well for him. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. Whew. I don't think they're going to get rid of him after 2 games, but anything's possible. Anything's possible, especially after they get blown out by the Cowboys by over 16. I'm usually scared of that. Don't touch it if I was y'all. Can't touch this, then. However, I have to pick one. So, going with 16 and a half. But be wary. Be wary. Jets Raiders, hot butter garbage. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that. Zach Wilson is trash, as so is Aiden O'Connell and everybody else on the Raiders team. Um, just for the fact that they're home and they're playing a little bit better because they got a different coach. I'm gonna go with the Raiders over the Jets. I do like the Jets defense, but the Raiders have a serviceable defense enough that they're gonna give Zach Wilson some fits, I believe. Last but not least, how about the garbage game of the week? We got the Broncos and the Bills, or the Von Miller Bowl. Um, Not too much to say about this. Y'all know how I feel about Sean Payton. Y'all know how I feel about Russell Wilson. Y'all know how I feel about Josh Allen. Inconsistent behind. Um, but there's nothing to say that they won't handle the Bills. I think they handle the Bills. I mean the Broncos. I think the Bills handle the Broncos easily. Bounce back game. Josh Allen going to throw for 97 touchdowns, 472,000 yards, 53 and a half completions, and 9 interceptions. That's just how he is. He is this generation's Brett Favre. All right. That is our picks for the day. I didn't spend a lot of time on these joints because a lot of these games are eh, eh, not worth a lot of going back and forth with y'all. But y'all know how it is. Y'all know the routine. Geechee Smith. Make sure y'all tap in. Remember last week we went 10-3, should have been 11-2, but I didn't know Kenny Pickett was playing, so I'm gonna bite that. I'm gonna eat that. I can't bite that smack DVD voice, right? But this week we about to go 16-0. You are on neighborhood. Until next time, Geechee Smith. We are out of here. I'll holla at your boy.